Hello and welcome to the Pillow Talk podcast, brought to you by Local Forever Production. Now here are your hosts, Nick and Bill.
When you say alright, it makes me feel alright. Hey! 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 I would love to have you by my side. I would love to have you by my side. C-A-R-E-Y, S-K-Y-S.
Hello, everyone. Welcome.
Good morrow.
Good morrow.
Yes. Good morrow.
All right.
Welcome to Ye Old Thrift Shop.
Let's welcome people to today to Pillow Talk before we start welcoming them tomorrow.
No, but isn't.
Well, it's whatever. It's the weird time loop thing that we got going.
Sure. So, time is infinite.
We No, we just need to do this thing live.
Oh, yeah.
How great would that be?
Yeah. Death is but a door. Time is but a window. I'll be back.
I'll be back.
That's a famous line from the movie Ghostbusters 2.
Oh, I thought you were going to say it's a famous from Blazing Saddles.
No, this is from Ghostbusters 2.
Is it?
You don't remember?
No, all I remember is the weird little guy in the painting.
Slimer?
No. The guy with the accent.
Oh,
Egon.
yes. Yo.
Never mind. Welcome everybody to Pillow Talk.
Welcome. Hey, did you see Sigourney Weaver is going to be in Ghostbusters?
Yeah, I saw that. I also saw that Ernie Hudson and Annie Potts were going to be in Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
You know what? Rick
still-
Moranis and I both firmly not involved in the project in any way,
They
shape, or
can't
form.
find Rick Moranis.
No, they know where he is. He just doesn't need the money.
He doesn't.
Nope.
He does voice work.
That and that he saved his Honey, I Shrunk the Kids money really, really well.
Yeah, exactly.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Unlike all those other people that just waste it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
So you should totally check us out on Facebook.
100% on Facebook.
.com.
.com/Pillow Podcast.
Yep. And on Twitter at Pillow Podcast.
Yes, and at Big in Mexico.
And at the Bill Heron. You should also check out our website, which has no real content other than to direct you to things, which is localflavorproductions.net. We really need content. Well, we're going to be posting our scary stories there.
Yeah, the scary stories are coming along nicely.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm still at the same spot I was last week.
I believe I am too. I think.
But last week in our world was really only about 4 days ago.
Yeah, so it's not that bad.
No.
Hey, you ever seen the movie Canadian Bacon?
John Candy, right?
Yep. Great movie. I don't know why I brought it up. I just really like the movie Canadian Bacon.
And you're really hungry, and you're like, oh, some Canadian bacon sounds really good right
Canadian
now.
Bacon. No, I would say ham.
Canadian ham?
Yeah, no. Canadian ham is actually American bacon.
It's
Yeah.
just weird.
Yeah, no, go over there. Ask them for some. Hey, do you guys have any ham? They'll point you to the bacon.
We should have asked. We had some hockey players in the place we work.
Yes, and the establishment.
Earlier, we should have asked them about the ham versus bacon debate.
We should have.
We will next time.
We could do that. We
Look,
could probably go over there
excuse
right
me. I'd like to remain professional, but yet ask you the difference between ham and bacon. Would you point to the thing you think is bacon?
now. Yes.
And then point to what you think is ham.
You know what? We go over there. We take them into the press box. and
Yeah.
that's what happens.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nick, I saw that on the Facebook. Are you turning me down or turning you down?
I'm not turning anybody down.
Oh.
I'm just touching a knob.
Good. Don't be. I will not be silenced.
You don't need to be silenced.
Okay. Did you see the thing you posted on Facebook the other day
Which one?
about when we take over Canada?
Oh,
about
yeah.
your Star Wars theme park
When we buy Canada, we're gonna have a place called Star Wars Land.
for $2 and a shiny piece of jewelry.
Yep.
Yep.
When we finally, there'll be some substance to what that country is.
Oh man, you're gonna get hate mail. You're gonna get hate mail from the 3 Canadians that listen.
They don't have email up there. They don't even have cable.
No, but they're gonna send you a moose.
Yeah.
A moose with a message tied to its collar.
Just be a bunch of pigeons with notes tied to. Nick, why are there a bunch of pigeons? I don't know, Stephanie.
Getting hate mail from Canada.
It's Canada hate mail. Oh, that makes sense.
But you wouldn't be getting. It wouldn't be pigeons. They'd send like Canadian geese down.
It wouldn't.
with a message,
well,
and
it
they
wouldn't-
peck you as you're trying to take it off.
If it's from Canada, it's not really hate mail. It's just letters that say, "I strongly disagree."
I think you're wrong,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah. Here's a donut.
And a toonie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Eh?
A.
Oh,
Also, here's season tickets to the Blue Jays because no one goes to see the Blue
oh,
Jays.
and they're good too.
Yeah, but nobody goes to see them.
No.
Yeah.
Nobody goes.
Nope.
Even David Price couldn't make them come.
But
I don't know what that means. Nick, we wanted to focus on this episode is coming out in October.
is it?
It is. And we thought it might be fun to devote an episode to scary movies. So we're going to talk about our top 5 scary movies
Yeah.
today.
Yeah.
And then talk about the latest episode, which is episode 5 of Fear the Walking Dead.
Yes.
Again, not making this an episode or not making this a podcast about The Walking Dead, but
It could be.
we've gone through 4 episodes. We may as well finish out the season strong.
Might as well.
2 to go.
Yeah.
So if you don't care for the Fear the Walking Dead talk, never fear. You've got this one more, then we're done.
Yeah, then we start the Walking Dead
Oh,
talk.
are we going to do that, you think?
Probably. Yeah.
We'll see.
It's up in the air.
We'll see. Nick, anything else you want to talk about before we get started on our scary movies? What else is going on? You good?
I'm good.
Yeah?
I'm good.
How's things?
It's good. It's good. I had to go to the bathroom earlier.
Oh, jeez.
I had a lot
Yeah,
of,
welcome to P-Talk.
yeah. I threw up a little bit a couple
What?
days ago, but it's fine.
You all right?
Yeah, it's okay. It's all right. It was,
I might scoot myself a little further away from you.
It was intestinal related.
Yeah?
Just say it was one of those times where the toilet I invented where they're facing each other would have been.
Oh,
Helpful.
Nick.
You ever had to do the panic flush? The panic flush because you know you're going to turn around and throw up, but you don't want to have your face right in it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, you know.
that was this weekend.
Hey, just announced ESPN. Just announced on ESPN the Chicago Bears at 0-3 remain number 32 in the power rankings.
Oh,
That's
finally.
32 out of 32, which makes them
Finally.
the worst team in
They're
football.
answering the questions about the team that no one cares about.
They're answering the questions that Bill already told you the answers of, that the Bears were going to be pathetically bad this year.
Yeah.
And here we are. We've already
So-
traded away 2 of the guys on our horrible defense.
So what's new in your colon this week?
I might have had too many apples over the weekend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Which happens this time of year in Michigan.
It does. It tends to.
Um,
Welcome to colon talk with Nick and Bill.
we should warn everybody this will probably be a PG-13 rated podcast today
Yeah, I think
due
so.
to the subject matter. So
Yeah.
consider yourself warned. And crap.
Yeah. Also, the colon talk with Nick and Bill. Sometimes it's a little hard going. Sometimes you got to stick a finger up there to get it going.
Oh, it's like that episode of MASH.
Oh!
Turn on the water. Where they had the chain.
Yeah.
Turn on the water. The water's on. Turn off the water.
That's actually something my mother-in-law told me at a nursing home that happened, that she works at, that happened to her, which I always find hilarious.
That she put a hose up a horse.
No, my mother-in-law was helping a lady use the restroom, and before she could say anything, the lady said, sometimes it's hard. You gotta just shove a finger up there to get it going.
Oh boy. Okay, so Nick, your top 5 scary movies. We don't have this episode named yet, so
Ooh, it's gonna be called
Yep.
The Downtown Pushdowns.
no.
Yeah, Pillow Talk, the Downtown Pushdown.
All right, I'm gonna write that down.
No, let's not call it that. Let's call it.
Okay, well, I'm already writing it down.
Oh, well, it's there. It's there already. Okay, the Downtown Pushdowns. That's what it's called.
What would you prefer to name it?
Here I go again on my own. That's a long one.
We don't want to make it anything about, top 5 scary movies or anything. Let's
No.
why limit ourselves to what the show's
We could
actually
call it.
about?
We could call it the horror of the Downtown Pushdowns.
Oh, I don't think we have enough room for that.
Yeah.
Nick, do you want to? I think we should do this in reverse order. So go to number 1. So like
our-
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay.
You'll do 1. I'll do 1. You tell me why it's scary. I'll tell you why it's scary. We'll talk about what we like about the movies. We should also note you and I have not discussed our lists with each other.
Yeah.
So
No.
why don't you proceed first?
Okay, so I didn't know we were writing these in order, so I'm going to switch them in my head. Number 5 is the movie It.
It. Oh, scary with Pennywise.
Yeah, very scary. I think.
So why?
Well, because I mean, a lot of things. It's a group of kids go. They find Pennywise.
Based on the Stephen King book.
Yeah, based on the Stephen
Yeah.
King book. There's this clown that kind of what would be the proper term? Menacing.
Yeah, it's a menacing
Yeah,
clown.
He turns into a spider,
Mm-hmm.
which is another fear. I mean, it's just encompassing what your fears are, right? I mean,
Yep.
Yeah, and so, it's just I don't know. I just always found it scary. It wasn't like not the scariest movie in the world to me, but I have like a thing about clowns, the clowns, garden gnomes.
So you don't like Dr. Doofenshmirtz from Phineas and Ferb?
Yeah, nope.
I
not at
dressed
all.
as a garden.
No, weirds me out.
Okay.
Yeah, Pirates of the Caribbean ride. Those are pretty much my three big fears.
Okay.
Yeah.
Write that down, everybody.
Yep.
Clowns, garden gnome, Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, but it's a scary movie. It's a very scary movie. What do you think of the movie It?
Well, it's actually funny. My wife and I, we were putting my list together. I think because she wanted me to get done with it so we could watch the Gilmore Girls.
Sure.
Funnily enough, they were doing. Well, I'm not sure which came first, but they were enacting out famous paintings.
Oh.
So it reminded me of the Arrested
Yeah,
Development episode where they did the same thing to much less hilarious results in the Gilmore Girls. But she wanted to watch an episode of the Gilmore Girls. We talked about It, and she let me know that she always thought it was kind of a scary movie, but the fact that they ran the credits first ruined it for her. She watched the credits and knew who Tim Curry was.
Oh, sure, we all know.
And so the whole time she was watching Pennywise, she would see the butler from Clue or the guy from Home Alone 2. And so she didn't find him as scary, she thought, as she would had they run the credits after the movie.
Sure. I actually use what movie people know Tim Curry from as a good judge of how I feel they're going to be as a person.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if someone says, oh, I love Tim Curry from Clue.
Yeah. I'm like, I get you.
Okay.
But if they say, I love Tim Curry from the Rocky Horror Picture Show, I'm like, you're a little weird. But that's okay.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah.
And if
Yeah.
they're like, I like Tim Curry from It, then that's just somebody you distance yourself from.
Yeah. And,
Alright.
and if they're like, I loved him in the Muppets Pirates of the Caribbean, or the Muppet
Treasure Island. Yeah.
That's keeper in my book.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how I pick my friends.
Excellent.
Yep. That's why
Excellent.
I don't have any besides you.
Picking friends, by the way, came up in my house the other day. We were discussing picking our noses,
Oh.
and I imparted wisdom that I had gained as a child that you can pick your friends and that you can pick your nose, but you cannot pick your friend's nose.
This is true.
This is wisdom that stuck with me my entire life.
I mean, it's
Thank
not
you,
illegal.
Dad.
We can't stop you from doing it.
No, but
you shouldn't.
it's a best practice.
My daughter wiped a booger on the side of side of a chair the other day, and I was like, "Lydia, you wiped a booger on the side of the chair," and she said, "Oh, that's my fault." And she went over. And
Yes, it was.
Wiped it with her finger and then ate it.
Oh.
And she said, "Yum boogers," and I said, "You're disgusting."
And we're going to play this podcast at your daughter's wedding in
Yay.
approximately
Oh,
45 years.
We could totally do like podcast live from our kid's wedding.
That would be so great, wouldn't it?
Yeah, there's just a lot of
They're
tape.
getting ready to say the vows. It'd have to be like golf, though, where we talk really quietly. Now she's up at the front. She's saying her vows. Something about loving and cherishing.
And then just a lot of ting 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 in the background. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, all you'd hear. Yeah, anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, so my number 5 scary movie is George Romero's Night of the Living Dead,
Oh.
the original.
Yep.
It's on this list for a couple of different reasons. The first one is because I felt like this is the movie that kind of started zombie culture. You know, all of the zombie movies before this were Haitian voodoo zombies.
Yeah.
So this is the first kind of undead zombie that you're dealing with.
Sure.
Also, everybody dies
Yeah.
in this movie,
Yeah, there's
including the very resourceful main character who at the end just kind of stumbles into the rednecks, and this person is African American man is shot because they thought he was a zombie.
Yep.
And you know, Romero always offered up his movies as social commentary. This movie came out in '68, so you know, here you are, 1968. Black guy saves the day, the only guy who manages to live. And then he gets killed. And ever since then, the black person, always the person who dies first.
Yep.
In response to George Romero's Night of the Living Dead.
This is true.
So that's why that one makes my list.
Sure. That's a great movie. It's a great.
They're coming to get you, Barbara. I think that was the remake, but
No. Did you ever see where they did the shot for shot remake? It was on G4 a couple years ago. It was like a live shot for shot remake of the movie, and they played them like side by side. It was really cool. And I've always liked that. I've always liked that movie.
I have seen obviously the 1991 version with Candyman.
Screech.
What's his face?
Quit saying Candyman, for the love of God.
Not on my list, by the way.
Good, because it was a terrible movie, but it still scares me.
All right, we will not say Candyman or Bloody.
No, not again.
Oh, or Bloody Mary.
Okay, you got 2 more of those and 1 more of the other. Let's just stop it.
All right. What's your number 4?
My number 4 movie is a movie that you may not have seen, but I would hope that you have, being a horror aficionado. As you are.
I don't know if as I was looking at horror movies. I realized I was not the aficionado I thought I was. But go ahead.
It's a movie called Hatchet.
I have not seen.
You've
Hatchet.
never seen Hatchet?
No.
It's really good. It's Anchor Bay put it out. Anchor Bay Film Company.
Don't they make margarine?
They may.
Okay.
They may. I believe
Sounds
they make,
like a company that would make margarine.
They could. Anchor Bay Margarine.
Yeah.
They could. I think they make fish seasoning.
No, that's Old Bay.
Oh, that was close.
Yeah.
Did
Did you ever see the Ace of Cakes where Duck made an Old Bay?
Yes,
cave?
I did.
Duff. Yeah. Oh. Did I tell you that? Oh, I told you about him responding to me on Twitter.
No.
There was a some cake competition or whatever.
Okay.
Where he was like live tweeting as it was happening, and he was one of the contestants. Obviously was named Bill, and he's like, "Way to go, Bill!" or "Great job, Bill!" And so I just responded back, "Thanks, I appreciate the support." And so then he replied back. He's like, "Not you, the guy on TV." It was pretty funny.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. Oh, there's some sirens. The zombie apocalypse has started.
It could be. It's always starting.
Tell me about Hatchet.
So Hatchet it's a great movie. It's about how can I? It's basically about the typical horror movie stuff. A backwoods. People are out camping, and there's this maniac with a hatchet that's out to kill people, and it's got Robert Englund in it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he does a little cameo.
He was Jason, right?
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
kidding.
he was
No,
totally
he
Jason.
Was, yeah. Michael Myers, obviously.
Yeah, clearly. No, he was the Doctor.
Doctor Who?
Yeah. He was the fifth
He
Doctor.
was the 5th Doctor, Robert Englund. We are making nerds very uncomfortable right now. No, look, we understand he was the guy inside Darth Vader.
Yeah, we get it. Yeah. So it's
Wasn't he in The Watchmen?
all around?
No. He was. I can't think of the character from The Watchmen.
Oh,
Rorschach.
Yeah, Rorschach. Yeah, he was Rorschach.
Now we made people very uncomfortable, and my mother very confused. She's like, "What? I don't know who these people are. I don't get the joke. Why is it so funny?"
But Hatchet, it's just it's a B movie. They made a second one. That's how good it is.
Nice.
But it's just, it's really cool. It was, I think of it as like, it stands with like the original Friday the 13th.
Really?
Yeah, the Halloweens. It was to me what horror should be. It shouldn't be, necessarily the gore fest that is, like the Hostel movies and things like that. It's a good story that
Scares you.
Scares you. So yeah,
Nice.
Hatchet's really good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
My number 4 is also my mother's favorite movie in the world.
Oh, The Sound of Music.
If everyone listens, they can hear her screeching with delight. And it's the movie Jaws.
Oh.
Jaws is great. Jaws is scary. Jaws makes
Sure.
it so I don't go in the ocean anymore.
Sure. Well, you don't go. You wouldn't want somebody to go into your house. Why would you go into the shark's house?
Right.
Yeah.
I think that, it was funny because my wife and I, again, we were talking about this one last night. They don't show you the shark because Bruce was malfunctioning
Well, yeah, because they couldn't.
because they
Yeah.
couldn't make it work.
Yeah.
And in reality, what they did was made a far scarier movie
Because they don't
Then-
show you the shark.
than if they had shown you the shark. And we're being passed a note. Hold, please. Nick, keep talking for the folks.
Yeah, Jaws was a great movie. That naked chick in the water flailing back and forth always gets me every time. The one where he's like, where the guy's like, it's 30 to kill him, or 30 to skin him, 100 to kill him. Something. We're gonna need a bigger boat.
I don't want to go home. I'm tired and I want to go to bed. Had a little drink about an hour ago, and it went right to my head.
Yep.
Yeah.
Jaws is a great movie.
It's a great movie. It's got quotable lines, which
Yeah.
is always nice. It scares the tar out of you no matter how many times you've seen it. And you know, it's scary. And that's what I was going for, you know, with my list, not movies that are, you know, this wasn't a top 5 gory movies.
No.
This wasn't top 5 Halloween movies. This is top 5 scary movies. Movies that get me looking over my shoulder or under my feet. Jaws has got to be on the list for me.
Definitely.
Not so much Jaws 3
3D?
in 3D.
Jaws 3D?
Although I always did enjoy that one
Yeah.
because it was underwater in the park, in like the little ocean park
Oh,
and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
Makes you uneasy in those.
And then Jaws 4 was just awful.
There's Jaws 4.
Jaws 4 was when they were in like
Search
the
for more
Bermudas, Bahamas. It was Richard Jennings' old joke, where the lady Briscoe, whatever, the mom lady was in New England and saw a shark, and so her family, to get her mind off of it or whatever, takes her to the Bahamas for a little vacation, and the shark meets her there.
Cool.
And so he makes a joke about how the fastest form of transportation isn't an airplane, but you should just hop on a flounder. Richard Jennings, may he rest in peace. Yeah, so just hop on a flounder, and he has this whole bit where he just tears into Jaws for the revenge, just with how horrible of a movie it is. It's really really great.
Terrible.
Yeah, but it's funny. You should check out the movie. Check out Richard Jennings, then go watch Star Wars. Go watch Jaws and be afraid.
Okay.
All right, what's number 3?
Number 3 is the movie The Conjuring.
Okay.
The Conjuring. Did you see it?
I did.
Okay. I really liked the movie The Conjuring. It was it was interesting to me because I'd known the story of The Conjuring. I'm also really interested in Ed and Lorraine Warren. And all that stuff. I mean, they have, you know, embellished a little on things.
Sure.
Things like
Got to
that.
make it into a
But
movie.
it was a good movie. That hide and go clap game was really creepy. It was a good movie.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah.
I unfortunately though have nothing else to add to what you just said.
Well, not really. I mean, there's not really a whole lot. It's just, you know, the family's haunted, and you know, it's by the Bell Witch, and you know, no, the Bell Witch is Blair Witch. My bad.
Yeah. Did you put the Blair Witch on your list?
Nope.
Okay, I didn't either. But now that you mentioned it, I should. That's a scary movie. That almost made my list.
Yeah, it was on. It was there. I have a hilarious story about it.
Well, because when I saw the Blair Witch, I saw it live I saw it in the theater, and I saw it, I think, like the week after we realized that it was not real.
Yeah.
So I didn't go into it thinking, oh my gosh, this really happened to these people. But I tried to put myself in that mindset. And let me tell you, the end of that movie, when you hear the girl screaming and the guy's just looking in the corner, scary as crap. I mean, that is a scary, scary movie moment. And so that movie,
But that's, I mean,
almost, if this was a top 10, it would have been on my list.
that's the height, I think, of viral marketing.
Oh, yeah.
Like when people were saying, "No, this is real. This is what really happened," and people believed that it was real. I mean, at least kids and, you know, stuff like that. They
Grown-ups.
believed.
Well, we were told it was real. I
Yeah.
mean, why would you
not?
Nobody had done something like that before, which
And-
makes it really great, too.
Yeah, and it was. I mean, I remember a kid, you know, because I think I was in summer school at the time. Again, not the best student. And he was like, yeah, this movie came out with this footage about these people who were missing and all this stuff.
And you were like, what?
And I was like, yeah, this sounds awesome. And I watched it, and you know, eventually, it came, like you said, it wasn't real. I have a hilarious story about that, though.
You hit me with
I have a friend, his name's Brian, and I don't know if he listens to the podcast, but his name's Brian.
Hi, Brian.
And we were talking.
Thanks for listening.
We were talking about, you know, scary movies one day, because, you know, there's not a whole lot to do at Kroger, so, you know, we were, you know, talking about scary movies, my former place of employment of Kroger, and
Cutting meat.
yep, doing the old meat slicer, the slicer.
Still have all your fingers?
Yep, I still have them all. Never jammed my thumb against that blade. Oh.
Oh, that's a scary movie right
Yeah,
there,
it
too.
is. Yeah. So we were talking, and he's like, yeah, the Blair Witch Project really messed me up, because one day I was watching the MTV Movie Awards, and
There they were.
and they won Best Picture. They were like, now to present the award for Best Picture, the cast of the Blair Witch Project. He's like, that's great, they found those kids. And then he was like, wait, oh,
I got duped.
yeah. But he said his first thought was, that's great, they found these kids. That's
funny.
awesome. They brought
That's
them.
funny.
And then he's like, oh, wait, never mind.
That's pretty great.
He said it messed him up forever.
Oh,
Yeah, it's great.
Poor Brian.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
It's okay, man. We've all been there. We've all been there. Nick just aired your dirty laundry on a podcast, but
Yeah, no, it's like one of the funniest things that's
that's
ever
pretty
happened.
funny though.
Yeah, it was great.
So my number 3
Mm-hmm.
is Halloween.
Okay.
Both of them. So both the original John Carpenter version and the Rob Zombie remake.
Okay.
And here's why. The original Halloween, scary as heck the first couple times you watch. This is also my mom's favorite Halloween movie, but
Okay.
is the favorite thing to watch at Halloween is Halloween.
Mhm.
First couple times you watch it, it's scary as all heck. And then I feel like it's just now it's just like a classic. It's part of the Halloween cultures. You have to
Yeah,
watch
you have to
Michael
watch it.
Myers at
Uh-huh.
Halloween. There's scary music and stuff. I mean, you can just put the
Mhm.
and you just get it just gives you makes you uneasy because of all the minor chords and stuff. And,
Oh yeah.
John Carpenter wrote all the music himself. Thought it was great.
Mhm.
The remake was scary.
Oh yeah.
The remake, Rob Zombie took a classic, at least in his first Halloween,
Mm-hmm.
and just turned it into something that was just frightening. You've seen it?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It delved more into the reason
Why?
why.
Mhm.
Um,
I found the scene when Laurie Strode in the remake, when
Mhm.
Laurie Strode is going to go babysit and her
Mhm.
parents are on the front stoop of their house,
Mhm.
like, bye, Laurie.
Mhm.
And you're like, oh, okay. And then they're kind of talking. And then all of a sudden, bam, Michael's there and dragging him into the house. And it's like, holy crap,
Mhm.
what just happened there?
Yeah.
I went and saw the Halloween remake in the theater
Mhm.
with a buddy
Mhm.
and got home and was looking over my shoulder on my way into the house. That's how scared I want to be in a movie.
Oh yeah.
And so that's why not just the classic, but also the remake goes on my list.
Oh, 100%.
Also, I had to find a way to fake my list to make it a top 6 because that's just what I do.
Yeah, it's all right.
So
It's okay.
Halloween and the remake, scary movies, both on my list.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Do you have anything to add to that? Or
Yeah, because my number 2, we're on number 2, right?
it would be your number 2, yeah.
My number 2 movie is Halloween 1 and 2
Nuts.
combined.
So
uh,
you're talking then that night of Halloween of
Yep.
the originals.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I don't watch just one. I don't
Right.
I don't just watch one. When I watch it, I watch 1 and 2.
I made
in
a
its
girl do that once
continuity.
where we were dating and she had not seen Halloween and
Mhm.
so it's like we should watch it. And then we continued and watched Halloween 2 as well.
Yep.
Because I said, look, you have to kind of finish the
Mhm.
story.
I can't. I've tried to just watch the first one
Mhm.
or just watch. I can't do it. I
Well,
have to
it's-
watch them both.
It's like an incomplete movie.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's awesome, and I can't not do it. And so that's why I include 1 and 2 together.
so what do you like about Halloween so much?
It's just a cool story. It takes place all in one night.
Mhm.
All in one night. 2 is a direct time sequel.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
It's scary because it's just as far as you know in 1, it's a dude in a mask.
Yeah.
And he's just preying on.
Oh, that's right, because they don't tell you who he is until the second movie.
Yeah.
Donald Pleasance doesn't say, "Hey, this is why he's targeting you."
Yeah, I mean, do they do the
No,
thing?
he must because
no.
he puts the gravestone on the bed.
Yeah, because they do. Yeah, because they do
The Judith Myers
Yeah,
headstone on the bed.
yeah, but because they do the opening sequence of the kid.
Well, right. Lori, though, I don't think Lori finds out that
Oh, no,
she's
no.
a Myers
Yeah,
until
yeah,
the
yeah.
second one, though.
Yeah, no, she doesn't.
So we know
But-
who Michael is,
yeah.
but we don't realize that Lori is adopted.
Yeah, but it's still like just a
Just a guy.
guy,
Yeah,
and he's just and
Still
so
kinda-
it's still creepy.
Mhm.
Like
could be anybody.
and it's
Could be
like
you.
and it's like this is just happening. It's like, hey, a guy stole a mask and he
Mhm.
stole a mask. and-
Coveralls.
Yeah, and that's, it's creepy because it's happening in real time.
Yep.
So, yeah,
Yeah, that's a good point.
yeah. That's why I have to watch 1 and 2.
Can I tell you the one thing that always bothered me though about Halloween?
Mhm.
Like literally, there's, I mean, I'll be driving down to
Is
like
it- is it the fact that she grabbed knitting needles to?
Nope.
Okay.
No, knitting needles could be sharp. I get it.
Sure.
I mean, that's fine. They could be tungsten,
Sure.
like an archer. You haven't seen that season yet.
No, I haven't.
Oh, I'll wait for you to get there. But
okay.
So there's one part of Halloween that always makes me crazy. So you've got the scene where Lori and Annie are driving to the babysitting gig.
Yep.
Right. They drive by and they see Annie's dad, the sheriff
Yep.
guy, and he tells them to be careful and stuff.
Yep.
Because he's at the break-in
Yep.
where Michael stole the mask.
Yep.
So they start to drive, and it's bright out.
Mhm.
Okay. And they're in this little town called Haddonfield, right? And so
Yep.
she's basically driving from the little hardware store or whatever
Mhm.
to the house where she's going to babysit.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
It goes from being fully lit to being totally dark in the time it takes them to drive between those two places.
But how long is it between those two places?
They just drive straight there.
Okay.
And this place is close enough to Lori's house that Lori earlier in the movie is walking to school with the little boy.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So Annie
Timeline
picks
issue.
up Lori. Yeah, it really bothers me. Annie picks up Lori at her house, drives past the little store where there was the break-in, and then goes to the kid's house. That is close enough to walk to school, so it's not far enough away that buses pick up, but yet it takes them from light until totally dark.
But are we sure they went right there?
Yeah, I think we are. It's a continuity issue that drives me crazy every time I watch it. It doesn't detract from the movie, but I'm always like, man, that's a really long car ride.
Yeah.
Next time you see it, you'll notice, and it's really, it's glaringly apparent the next time you watch it.
It does get pretty dark around
But I mean, it goes,
Halloween time. Maybe it was an eclipse.
oh my gosh, just watch the movie next time. Watch the movie and tell me what you think, and you'll be like, that really is annoying.
Okay.
So that's your number 2?
Yep.
All right, my number 2 movie, I struggled with this one, trying to figure out whether to put the original or the sequel, but I ended up going with the sequel. So my number 2 scary movie is Aliens.
Oh.
That movie's scary
Yes, it is.
because it's not what you see, it's what you don't see.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's a scary movie.
It's 100% a scary movie.
I also toyed with. I don't see what you have on there next, but I also toyed with putting Jurassic Park on this list.
Oh yeah.
Is that on yours?
Nope.
Okay. Also toyed with putting Jurassic Park on this list in place of either Jaws or Aliens for the same kind of reason. It's not just what you see; it's what you don't
It's
see.
what you don't see.
You got Jurassic Park, that scene with the raptors in the kitchen.
Oh yeah.
That's scary.
Mhm.
You've got the soldiers and aliens looking for looking for this thing, and they have no idea where it is or what it is,
What
or
it is.
you've got some great Hicks lines.
Yeah.
I'll still game over, man, game over, game over. I think it's a scary movie. It's one of those movies that I can't wait to be able to make my kids watch it when they
Sure.
hit 13,
Sure.
because it's not gory.
No.
It's not it's not gory. It's scary, but it's not way over the top. It's scary, and it's something a kid can watch. And you just wrote it down.
I had to write it down because I haven't watched it in a long time.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna go download it because I don't think I have the DVD of it.
Yeah, it's just a scary movie, and it's a lot of fun to watch and be scared because it's you see things and you see movement out of the corner of your eye, and that could be a face hugger.
Yeah. You never
So
know.
yeah, no, so that's one of my top 5 for sure.
Yeah.
I would also totally accept just putting Alien on here,
Oh yeah.
but I always preferred Aliens.
To Alien.
Yeah, I think it's because I saw that one first,
Oh, there you go.
watched them out of order.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it happens to the
Yep.
best of us.
Yes, it does. All right, what do you got for number 1?
Number 1, do you want to know? And I've recommended this movie to you so many times, and I don't know that you've watched it because it might not be on Netflix.
Oh, and then which is a problem.
Yeah.
Until you get it for me.
It was on Netflix. And this is where I saw it. A couple years ago, I'll just build this up. A couple years ago, a couple guys and I, we try to get together every year and do watch a couple horror movies on Halloween or around Halloween. And so we were just on Netflix and we were looking. And there was this movie that looked really cool, and it's called Behind the Mask: The Rise of Leslie Vernon.
I have not seen this.
It is one of the most interesting horror movies that I've ever seen. It's again, I believe, put out by Anchor Bay. Anchor Bay makes a lot of great horror movies.
Apparently, yeah.
They really do. But it's shot by a documentary film crew, in the style of a documentary film crew who was invited to meet or to follow around the next big serial killer.
Okay.
And this movie, which is the best part about this movie to me, is this movie takes place in a world where Freddy, Jason, Chucky, all Michael Myers, all of them exist.
Okay.
So it exists in a world where they're all there. They go to the.
Could you imagine living in this world
It would be crazy.
where you can be haunted both at a sleepaway camp, in your sleep, while you're awake?
Yeah, it's
You're done.
it's insane.
You're done.
It's. I mean, and they go to the houses.
Oh
They
my
go to the house,
gosh.
and they're like trying to get an interview with like, oh, do you know about Michael Myers and what happened here? So many years ago and stuff like that. And people like push them away, or they go I believe there's a scene where they try to go to like the camp or find one of the campers from the Friday the 13th camp. Oh gosh, now
Crystal Lake.
yeah, Camp Crystal Lake. But it's really cool. It's got a lot of cameos again. It's got Robert Englund in it.
Nice.
It's got the girl, the lady from Poltergeist with the real creepy voice.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you haven't seen Poltergeist, right?
No.
It's the real creepy. You'd know her if you heard her. It's really cool. It's about so it's a documentary film crew follows this guy around because he's found his victim. Okay, and it's like showing it like, hey, this is how this is what we do. She works here, and she'll go out to take the trash out every night at her work. And so he shows like how he rigs up the door to slam shut. You know how in like every movie there's this
Yeah.
door, it shows how he rigs that up. And then the door slams shut, and he's like watching her like freak out and stuff. And he's like, hey, I'll put on this mask and I'll stand over here in the corner and I'll stare at her for a bit. And then when she turns around, I'll step away just before she turns around. It's like showing like all those scenes, like how the character would set them up in his head. And it's a documentary film crew showing all this, and he's like, it builds up to how he's like basically he's directing her towards the final build up where he's going to attack and kill.
Where he's got it set up.
Yeah, and he's like, I'm going to drive her to this point, and then after that, the second half of the movie is actually a movie, because then the documentary film crew's like, is he really going to kill this girl? we know he's going to kill this girl in here. And then so they, go to like try and stop him. But it shows like how he and like how they can survive. Like how Michael Myers can get shot and fall off the second story balcony
And just get up and walk away.
live.
Yeah.
And he's showing like him going through like intense training of like getting buried alive with like a small pipe to breathe through. Like underground for like a month. Yeah. Like it's a great movie.
Okay.
You would really, really like it. I can't say enough.
Gonna need you to find that for me.
I will. They have a sequel that they've been trying to make for a few years, and I don't know if they're ever gonna make it, but it's really cool.
Okay.
Yep.
Nick, I have a story to tell for my number one movie.
Yes.
I know you've heard probably most of the story before, but our dozens of listeners have not.
Dozens. There's dozens.
Dozens of them. So, Nick, when I was a kid,
Yes.
I had a recurring nightmare.
Yes.
Okay. I'm glad you're excited about
I'm
this.
super excited.
So I had this recurring nightmare that I would be laying in my bed
Yep.
and that a clown would come out from under the bed and yank me underneath the bed into the circus and stuff, and then would throw me over its shoulder, fireman style,
Yep.
and carry me away as I was screaming. Now, I have a vivid memory still of walking underneath the fire detector in the hallway of the house,
Okay.
screaming so loud that no one could hear.
Wow.
So screaming so loud, nothing was coming out, or that it was just inaudible, right? And I had this nightmare more than once.
Yeah.
Okay. Fast forward like 20 years, right?
Yep.
And as the Bravo 100 Scariest Movie Moments
Yes.
show came on, imagine my horror when number 89 was my nightmare. Was the clown from Poltergeist
Yep.
pulling the kid under his bed. And I'm getting a chill
Oh.
just thinking about it. And so I called my mother
Yep.
and said, okay, I think I figured out why I was having this nightmare when I was a kid.
Sure.
When did you watch Poltergeist and how did I see it?
Yeah.
To which she replied, we've never seen Poltergeist. And I said, okay, well, where was I then that someone was watching it? Well, you wouldn't have been anywhere. Okay, well, no, you don't understand. I just watched my nightmare unfold, and this was,
Live on TV.
2004 or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm in the middle of my living room. It's a sunny day or whatever, and I'm watching this freak the crap out.
Yeah.
So I have no idea how, but I had to have seen it, or otherwise I'm just tied into the collective unconscious of the world. So, Nick, in preparation for our podcast today, last night I pulled up the scene from Poltergeist.
You did it.
I did. I pulled up the scene from Poltergeist
Okay.
and watched the kid with the clown.
Uh-huh.
I almost ripped the earphones out of my ears because I was watching it from the safety and security of my bedroom.
Sure.
Lights on, wife sitting next to me, giant dog on the other, Cubs game on the TV.
Yep.
Watching this on YouTube on my little computer scared the shit out of me. Okay. Chills up and down my back more than once. At one point, when the kid got yanked under the bed, I showed my wife the hairs on my arm that had risen about an inch off of my arm. Nick, my number one scary movie is Poltergeist.
Yeah.
The movie's so scary, I'm afraid to watch it.
This is my favorite Bill story.
I'm afraid to. I've wanted to watch this movie more than once.
Yeah.
And am afraid to watch it because of what this one scene does to me, because of this dream I had as a kid.
I'm actually very because I've heard that story.
Yeah.
Not in that great of detail.
Well, no,
the
yeah.
great detail is even greater. But I'm surprised that you watched the scene
I made myself do it for you people, for my listeners.
for the dozens of you.
The dozens of you people who listen to this podcast. I forced myself to watch this scene because, and my wife said, "What are you doing? You're going to give yourself a nightmare." And I said, "No, I have to do this. It's for art." Art? You're welcome. But I made myself watch the scene to be able to talk about it. And man, it was as scary as I was afraid it was.
Yeah. Well, it's your nightmare.
It is. And it's that unexplainable childhood nightmare that it's like the clowns thing.
Yeah.
Thing and it's wrapped. And so you can't explain why it's scary, but since it scared you at 5 or 4, it's going to scare you to death now. And and that's, I would have been 4 or 5 years old when I had this nightmare.
Yep.
Maybe 3, I guess. But I'm young child.
Yeah.
I am 35 years older, and the scene from the movie still scares me.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, not crazy. I mean, I understand it, but I had reoccurring nightmares when I was a kid. I mean, I think everyone did.
I also
Everyone
had a dream kind of like the Hunger Games, but I guess I missed the boat on that one.
Well,
Should have written that book.
you should have wrote that down. Yeah.
Dang it.
Where's your dream journal?
Yeah. I copyrighted this.
But yeah, no, I had a reoccurring nightmare as I was a kid, but it was a combination of running on a beach and the water sucking me towards the water, the water sucking me towards it, and Jason chasing me down the beach.
Kill.
And
Chase. Kill.
And I can only imagine seeing that would make it even worse.
It's horrifying. I mean, I can't think of another word. Just that it's just scary as F.
Yeah.
To see your childhood nightmare on the movie screen, to just see what you were so scared of that actually is a thing.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. So, okay, Nick, we are going to move along our discussion here. Anything else you wanted to add to scary movies while we're here?
Watch them.
Yeah.
Yeah. When they're done good, they're great.
Yeah. And I think one of the things that I like best about our lists, neither one of us have a gore fest on here.
Nope.
I don't know if maybe that's just you and I, but I mean, to me, a scary movie doesn't need to be gory.
Yeah.
And I challenge you, young filmmakers of America, make a scary movie that doesn't involve someone's intestines coming out. Doesn't have to.
Doesn't need to.
You can just make a scary movie.
Yeah.
Which is what we're trying to do with our stories. Is we are trying to write scary stories, not gory stories, but scary.
Just scary. Like, it doesn't need to be gore. Like,
You
I don't
can
need the shock
scare.
of gore.
Well, it's like with Aliens. Aliens is going to be horrifying for George when he's 13.
Mhm.
That's okay. It doesn't have to be hostile to be scary. You can get scared. You can get the tar scared out of you with something else.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
All right, I'm going to play the spoiler alert sounder, Nick.
Yep.
And then we will continue our discussion with Fear the Walking Dead
Fear
All right.
the Walking Dead.
discussion. All right, hold on.
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Warning, warning! Spoilers are coming! Alert, alert! Warning! Run away! Hide your children!
My glasses on for this because I need to read.
Excellent. We're back, by the way.
Oh, hey, we're back.
Okay, so Fear the Walking Dead episode 5
Yeah.
was on over the weekend.
Yep.
Nick, I am dying to know what you thought of the charming black man.
Oh, young Morgan Freeman.
Yeah, what in the world is he up to?
Yeah, that's weird. He's that.
Episode started with him, I mean, obviously getting the fat guy killed.
Well, clearly.
I mean, that guy's gone now.
Yeah.
Talking about how his wife was cute enough that she wouldn't have a problem finding a man.
Yeah.
What in the world?
He's manipulative.
Who is this guy?
The black governor.
You think so?
I think that he's the most dangerous person that we've met so far.
Who's still alive?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's still alive?
Yeah, that lieutenant, I was gonna give some credit, but he's a goner. I think
he's
now.
But you know what? I mean, that guy is he's the biggest threat because
Mhm.
he's the most charismatic person that can. I mean, he can do anything. He basically runs that place.
Yeah, I mean, he's running out of expensive things to give the troops,
Well, but still, like,
and
he
it's
can,
getting
but that's why
blown
he-
up in 8 hours.
Well, but that's why he's also getting ready to make his run.
Hmm.
Yeah, no, he reminds me very much of a young Morgan Freeman
And the governor, if
And
they
the-
had a love child.
and the governor. Yeah, it's really interesting that they were taking people's temperatures.
Yeah, well, they're trying to find out if they're sick.
And I mean, wouldn't you know that what's his name had a heroin problem?
I don't know that they cared. You know what I mean? I don't know that the troops in that jail place, and then give two.
Yeah,
Two
they're just
rats'
putting
butts.
Yeah, they're just putting them in cages.
Yeah.
Yeah, but how do they separate them?
What do you mean?
Well, because it's all in separate cages.
Well, they're not all in separate cages. They were like group, like when you go to the county lockup or whatever. There's 20 guys in a cage.
Yeah, I don't know.
But then the black governor
Yeah,
wasn't in a cage with anybody except for the fat guy
yep.
and the druggy guy.
Yeah, there's something weird going on with him. He's like a
Is he
congressman
running
or
people
something.
out or he's dressed all fancy, really
Yeah.
shiny shoes.
Yeah,
That's what I thought was
Yeah.
something's up.
there's some there. He looks too nice
Mm-hmm.
to have been in there
For very long.
For very long.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, he probably hasn't been in there the 10 days.
yeah, it's interesting.
Mhm.
It'll be interesting to see what happens there.
I would really love to see his backstory.
Yeah, I bet we will.
So, what else did you think about the episode?
I got a lot of things. The dad's
Hit
an
me with
idiot,
it. Yeah.
a big idiot.
Travis?
I don't understand how.
Even Rick wasn't this bad at first.
No, like I don't get it. Like he knows that the military's not.
Yeah.
I mean, there's clearly something wrong, and he's just, oh no, the military's here to protect us.
And he
That's-
just will not kill a walker to save
Yeah.
his life.
Oh yeah, no. Well, I can get that. Okay, I mean, he thinks they're still alive. He doesn't understand. He hasn't seen them. Well, no, he's seen them attacked.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, he's obviously living in this world where he thinks that these people are going to be
but
saved.
but he's like oblivious to
Yeah,
so
To
much.
everything.
Yeah. And I also found it interesting that they know how to kill them already.
Well, the nurses figured, or the doctor lady has
Yeah.
figured out. Well, I think that they said they had a couple nurses get attacked, I believe.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because that's why they're down.
Yeah.
She said she had like 8 or something. Couple of
And then
them
she said 2 went with whatever, and then 2 more are gone.
Yeah. And then she said what
Obviously
happened, and they didn't say
attacked.
anything.
Yeah.
They know. So they know how to kill them,
Mm-hmm.
but they're not telling anyone else.
No, but I think the military's figured it out because when
Well, yeah, but
when Mr. Miyagi almost got killed by Rose a couple weeks ago, military went right for the headshot.
well, yeah,
So they know.
Yeah, but they're not telling.
They're not telling the people in our little
Anyone.
concentration camp, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Which
I
is
mean,
ultimately what they're in right now.
Wouldn't you say, hey, if this happens, this is what you need to do.
Well, they're still living in the hey, we're protecting you because we're the army and you're going to be fine.
but they're already deserting places.
And what a jerk that lieutenant was.
Uh-huh.
Good God.
Yeah. I'm glad he's dead.
You're up 50 hours. Here's a hanky. It's like, really?
Yeah.
What a
Yeah, but that's, I mean, I'd imagine that's how it is.
yeah.
I mean, they've already assigned a point system to killing the walkers.
Yeah.
He was too casual about it to live very long.
Very casual about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, to live very long. Man, and how about that? When they went to that place that was overrun,
Crazy.
people falling out the window.
Yeah, it's a good Lord, what was going on inside that building?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're getting to a high the point where there's a high concentration of
Yep.
walkers in one spot. I mean, and I didn't think about this.
Getting to the point you saw the last scene of the
Yeah,
show
Well, that's what I'm saying. But they're contained.
at the moment.
But think about it. They're contained. They're going to spread out.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, you're at the point where it starts. Like you're at the starting point. They're going to all funnel through, and you're going to have what we now know as a herd
Yeah.
from the comics.
Yeah.
This is the start of a herd, and they're
2,000
gonna
zombies,
Spread,
yeah.
they're going to spread out because that's what I've gotten from the last start of the last shot of the episode. Eventually I think they're gonna let them out of there.
Oh, yeah, they're totally escaping this. The zombies in the stadium are obviously getting out.
Yep. It's just that's how places are gonna get overrun.
Yep.
So, yeah. Also, a thing that's bothered me with The Walking Dead and this,
Yeah.
people don't know how to shoot guns, because that 50 caliber rifle, even with a even with a bipod,
Mm-hmm.
that scope was way too close to his damn eye, even with the butt up to his shoulder.
Well, he opened his mouth. He was going to be fine.
No. That scope would have came back and cracked him in the eye. He had his eye socket sitting on top of the
Of the sight.
of the sight.
Yeah.
And anybody who's shot a gun knows you keep the sight far away from your eye, or you're gonna get hit with it. You're gonna end up with a black eye. And on
Well-
a 50 caliber rifle,
You would think there'd be some kick there.
a little bit. And for him to shoot a 50 caliber rifle and still be standing up, well, he didn't shoot it. The other guy did.
The army guy did.
But I don't know. No, that bugs me.
Don't put your eye by the sight. Got it.
Don't put your eye on the sight, because that's what he did.
Yeah. Put it up in his mouth.
He's gonna lose his eye. It was
That'd be
that-
tough to get him some hair, so you're going to pull a Carl.
yeah, and if that's what if you remember, that's what my big complaint was when I first started The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
I was like, people are shooting like right next to somebody else, and they're
Yeah.
shooting across from somebody else. No, I don't know. Yeah.
What did you think of the little sub scene with the brother and the sister, who aren't brother and sister, who I thought were going to just prove that they weren't brother and sister by after they trashed this house, finding a nice soft place to cuddle.
Yeah, in the biblical sense.
Yeah. Holy cow.
Yeah, that's interesting.
There's some tension there.
Yeah. Weird that they just started wrecking that place.
Yeah,
Like,
bizarre.
people have started to just not care about other things. Like, my thought would be like, oh, we should probably keep this place a little bit inhabitable. What if we need to stay here?
Yeah.
But I don't know. They're kids.
Right, they're
Yeah.
high school kids.
Yeah, the kids.
What did you think of Abdullah the Butcher?
That was really cool. I knew that there was something.
He was up.
Yeah,
Something.
Yeah, something was up with him.
Yep.
And we kind of found out. Did they say what it was? Why he's?
Oh, I believe the general consensus is that it's the El Salvadorian Civil War that he was a part of.
Yeah. So I knew that there's something that made him the way that he is.
Yeah, the general thought
He's-
is that it was the Civil War in El Salvador that
Yeah.
he was.
And
that he was in.
he was part of something bad to
Yeah.
know that stuff.
Yeah.
Like to know the stuff that he did.
Pulling skin. Yeah. He was definitely part of some sort of a torture club.
hmm And even the mom said something about it.
Yeah,
That-
at the end.
First of all, worst death scene, worst death acting ever when she died. But great pre-death monologue.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's like, no, we need to know more.
yeah. It was
Gone.
it was great. Yeah. And that's what I had. Worst death acting ever, but sweet speech.
It was a sweet speech. You know, it was funny. I expected after the episode for nobody to complain because, you know, it had military stuff in it. It had people dying. It had zombies. It had walkers. It had an arena full of people, and there were still people who were complaining. I don't like these people. It's like, yeah.
But you know what? People aren't going to be happy until they see what they see in The Walking Dead with the actual zombies and blah blah. They still haven't showed. They still haven't shown a zombie attack. I mean,
True.
they have, but they haven't shown like a mass scale zombie attack. I also thought it was interesting when he was like, when Travis was like, "What happened to your eye?" And he was like, "A momentary lapse of patriotism."
Yep.
Yeah.
Lieutenant popped him one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I thought it was a good show. I really enjoyed it.
They did just casually kind of go over his death, though. Like, they were just like, hey, get in the car.
Didn't make it.
Yeah. Like, there was no mention of anything. You didn't see it. It was just like, hey, he's not there anymore.
Yeah.
Which seemed like he was a main conflict of the show. Which
Well, and is he gone?
Yeah.
You know?
You never know.
Did he make it? Is it going to be even worse?
Did they just abandon him?
Right.
Did they kill him?
Right.
Maybe we'll see in episode 6.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe episode 6 is him in that room after he got bit. The start of it.
Could be.
Yeah, and then he puts a gun in his mouth.
What are your thoughts on the season so far
Great.
as a whole?
I like it. It's progressed well. I was kind of worried they only did 6 episodes. I was worried.
That's what they did with The Walking Dead too, though.
Yeah, but I was worried like how much time can they cover?
Oh, I gotcha.
I mean, you know what I mean? I don't want to get into season 2 and still be hey, we're still behind these fences, but they've progressed things well.
See, and I think that for me, I would have liked them to have progressed maybe a little more slowly, and maybe have the military show up at the end of season 1, but spend maybe the first season, the first 6 episodes, dealing more slowly with the crumbling of society.
Sure.
Because we talked about it. Those first 3 episodes were scary.
Yeah.
And I think I would have liked it if they had found a way to be able to just do that for the whole 6, and just go a little more slowly and take things down, maybe at a wider swatch of stuff going. I don't know. Maybe maybe it was more characters so you could see more things going more slowly. I mean, like Tobias, where'd he go?
Yeah.
Let me see some of him. Let me see more. We've stuck with his family, which is great for storytelling, but I would have liked, hey, look, end of season 1, the military showing up, and then we can handle this nonsense in the beginning of season 2. But
so you would have liked for episode 4 to have been episode 6, because that's when
I would have liked.
That's when we jumped ahead in time.
I would have liked that to be episode 1 of season 2.
Okay, I can see that.
I would have liked that to be episode 1 of season 2.
Maybe
and
you would have liked to see the 6 weeks or whatever.
I would have liked to have seen. Instead of the military showing up at the beginning of day 4, have the military show up at the beginning of day 7 and keep going with basically a different episode every day, but or not, but just slow down what we saw in the first few episodes and stretch it out over the season. I know that there were a lot of people who didn't like the pacing and didn't like that nothing was happening. I liked how scary those episodes were.
Those were great.
I would have liked to have seen a couple more of those.
It's still interesting to me, but yeah, I would have liked to see more of those episodes, because those episodes really it made it uneasy.
Right. Those first couple episodes when stuff was happening, but we didn't really know what or where or why.
Yep.
We had one episode where school was in session and then all of a sudden school was gone. Well, how about an episode in the middle where there's fewer people there, but we're not quite to the point where they're canceling yet. I think that would have been neat.
Yeah.
Those episodes with the police hoarding water and that kind of stuff, those are gone now. They can't go back, and it would have been nice to have seen maybe an extra episode of stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's just me though.
But it's still, it's a good.
It's great. I love it.
It's a great season.
Love it.
Yeah.
Anything else from The Walking Dead or Fear the Walking Dead?
No, I think I covered everything.
Okay.
I believe.
Is there anything else that you wanted to cover before we wrap up?
We have stickers now, but nobody
Cobalt.
can get them.
Cobalt.
Cobalt.
Yes, we do have stickers. We need to get some more fan-friendly stickers.
Yes. They're basically just stickers for us. Sorry.
But yes, we need to order some more fan-friendly stickers.
Yep.
And then we could. Oh, how cool would it be to send a self-stamped envelope and we'll send you a sticker.
I like it.
Yeah, we can't do that yet though. So
Yeah. Send it to Stick Stickly.
Stick Stickly at PO Box 1,
Yes.
Main
New York-
Street, USA.
New York City, New York State, 10108. I still remember that from Nickelodeon.
New York City, New York State, 10108.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. They're bringing back 90s Nick.
I saw that.
Yep. The Splat.
Yep.
It's going to be cool.
Rugrats.
Yep. Rugrats. Hey Arnold. Are You Afraid of the Dark?
It'll be fun.
Pete and Pete.
Pete and Pete.
Pete and Pete's always good. With Artie, the strongest man in the world.
Sure.
What else happened? We found water on Mars.
We did. Running water.
Yep. Somebody turned on the faucet.
Oops.
Johnny
left the faucet running again. Flooded Mars.
What else happened?
You got about 30 seconds. Or not. That's it.
Okay.
That's all that happened.
Yep. That's all. The Pope was here.
He was
He
for a
rode
short
around-
time.
He rode around going, and you go to heaven, and you're going to heaven, and you're going to heaven.
Okay.
We're all going to heaven.
Yeah. So, okay, that's a show.
That's the show.
All right, bye.
The last few minutes of
What?
this podcast is always great.
It is always great. Okay,
Yep,
bye.
But what of the things that we've shared? What of all the sweet words that you spoke in private?
Oh, well, that's just what we call pillow talk, baby.
Thank you for listening to the Pillow Talk podcast. The theme song to Pillow Talk is Carrie Says All Right by the Hard Lessons. Find more information on them at thehardlessons.bandcamp.com. Visit us on the web at localflavors. I forgot. at localflavorproductions.net. Thank you for listening to Pillow Talk.